think that's enough madness to start. Hey, welcome to my channel. It's brand new. I have no idea where I'm going to go with it. You might think it's a bit odd that brand new channel that the main content I'm going to do is kind of like primarily about life. I'm pregnant, 22 weeks pregnant with twins, and I'm hoping to kind of, I'm trying to think of the right word, document the kind of journey, and hopefully some people will vibe with it and potentially either learn things along the way with me or all sorts. So yeah, I'm not 100% certain where it's going to go. The reason why I said you might find a bit odd is the fact, like, I'm sat in a room with a mic, some headphones on. One of my hobbies is like video gaming, and we've not long moved into this house. So this is my kind of like little nook, which I'm feeling very fortunate to have, especially for when the twins come along, to be able to kind of have my own space that I can kind of come, and whether that be to just like read or crochet or play a video game. I won't be spending loads of time in here because, well, I want to be spending as much time with my offspring as possible. I say as possible. Like, I feel like everyone's going to understand what I mean, that everybody needs to be themselves, and have a break every now and then, even in the hecticness of being a mum. But yeah, welcome to my channel. As you can most already tell, we weren't expecting twins. In fact, the timing of having children at all was unexpected for us. We were planning on having children in the next couple of years, so it's not like an unwanted. We're very happy, and currently I'm quite happy. I am very happy that it's twins. But yeah, before we found out it's twins, I actually said to my partner that I wanted at least two, and I wanted them as like close together as possible, so like less time away from my career, because I'm a manufacturing engineer by trade. And when we found out as twins, he said, and I quote, "Well, you can't get much closer than 5 minutes." And he's not wrong. So yeah, feeling very grateful. We already love them so much, but I kind of just wanted to document the kind of realistic life of kind of unexpectedly having kids when we did. I'm also currently being made redundant from my current role. So it's going to be realistic in the sense of just the things that life throw at you, the crazies, potentially a bit of finances, potentially a bit of this, a bit of that, maybe some cooking and things like that. I do love cooking, but both me and my partner are undiagnosed neurospicies, so there's that to throw in the mix too. But yeah, so let's actually get to the main. This is me on Sunday. Not Sunday, it was Saturday night. I was 22 weeks on Sunday. This was Saturday night. This is me plugging in our old alarm clock. It's really cool. It lights up. So it lights the room up as if it's like daylight. And it helps us in the winter to actually get up, considering we both work currently at the same place. And we like to leave at around 6:45 in the morning, which sometimes is a bit much. but you can kind of see the absolute chaos that was our bedroom, our master bedroom. At the end of the video, I'll show you like what it looks like now, because me and my partner put away the clean clothes that I didn't like finish cleaning in the time lapse on Sunday morning. I'm currently picking up a load of stuff, like bin stuff, but I've got all these different bags. So like one's cardboard, one's plastic, one's glass, and then one's like a general waste. And then what I end up doing later on is taking those bags into my partner's like room. So this book, there we go. So this book is Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. My partner picked this up recently. Oh man, this hot water bottle is like amazing. I love it. I like often take it on trips. So I put the camera on our, we've actually gone ensuite, we're very fortunate in that case. I'm not sure why the camera just did that, I need to sort that out. But yeah, I put it on the ensuite door, which meant that when I moved the door, obviously the camera moved. I did drink, like, I think a can of Coke Zero through this hour and a half of cleaning. That's what it actually worked out, end up being. However, I don't really drink much caffeine or Coke Zero at all. I was just fancying it. Just before anyone kind of goes, oh no, don't drink Coke Zero when you're pregnant. That's not good. There's a lot of sniffing in this video. A lot of sniffing. And there's a lot of jigging. Yeah, when I said that, this undiagnosed neurospices, to be honest, I've actually been not too bad, like, since being pregnant. As in, my symptoms have seem to have subsided, which is kind of convenient. But yeah. So, my kind of... You might be able to see that I kind of just keep ping-ponging between things and doing things as I see them, as I look at them. I kick the laundry a lot, because by kicking the laundry, I can kind of reevaluate what's actually on the floor and then kind of go from, like, least effort to most effort. But because the pile is getting smaller, the things that were the most effort when I first looked at a pile are no longer necessarily the same level of effort, because I can see that the pile is getting smaller. I just thought you'd appreciate that, like, insight into my brain. So yeah, this is well, I say it's my partner's scout uniform. So we were both scout leaders, and we both are planning on going back, but but we've taken a break since moving, and also with me being pregnant. Like I said, I've been poorly, so like at the moment we're not currently active, but I did go to Remembrance Parade on Remembrance Day. And what I'm doing now is there's a vacuum bag on the bed that I picked up off the floor, and basically as I'm going through things, I'm slowly taking out things that I'm not going to be able to wear for a while, basically due to the fact that you might have already noticed the bump, you might not have. You definitely will at some point, because I have a moment and you see, but essentially where I'm getting bigger, there's like no way of knowing how long it's going to be between like particular items of clothing being able to fit anymore. I'm quite fortunate in that I've always been a like stretchy clothes, like oversized hoodie kind of person. In fact, super oversized fake hoodie from Sainsbury's that I'm wearing like as I'm doing this voiceover. So that's it. Just I thought I'd slow down most of like the video where I just had a jig, because I found it funny and I thought that you guys might find it funny too. The t-shirt that I just put in the wardrobe that I was kind of eyeing up is the only maternity t-shirt that I've bought so far. I say maternity, it's more maternity and nursing. I have, however, bought maternity jeans, because, well, I feel like anybody who's been pregnant understands. So I think that's my first bad sniff that I decided to to slow down for you guys. Again, just because I found it marginally amusing. So all I'm like slowly doing is going through things, sniffing them, seeing what's clean, what's dirty. Whatever's clean is going onto the laundry baskets. I didn't split up the laundry baskets, even though there's like a pink one and a grey one. I didn't split up between like whose clothes was whose, in the sense of like me and my partner. So we just kind of went through that on Sunday, like I said, afterwards together, and I kind of sat down and split everything. Oh, this is my sloth. It smells of lavender, and his name's Sal, and I love him so much. He's one of those like microwavable warmies, so 100% love him to bits. I love to take him like places. So that blue bag was from where we stayed at my parents' this weekend, and essentially I took him with me just in case, because he's really good for like localized pain, which I get a bit of back pain, which again, normal in pregnancy, and especially normal when you're carrying too. I must admit, the above the dresser is kind of the purgatory of items. Oh, here's bad sniff. Yeah, bad sniff. Oh, that water bottle needs a wash real bad. And you know what? That water bottle is still there on my dresser now, so maybe that's something I'll do today. Is wash the water bottle of doom. Because, you know, it's nothing that a bit of soap and water won't take out the smell, but it's where it's been left and gotten warm with like a tiny bit of water in the bottom, and it's gone like kind of like mildewy like smell. Yeah, it was pretty grim. So we got some new pillows for like guests and stuff. However, I don't keep them in our bedroom. Well, they might get stored in our bedroom like longer term. However, we've got a room that we can kind of pop upstairs and put it in. So, yeah. Oh. I'm now yawning. Oh, I love this blanket. It's very sweet. I like it as like a picnicky kind of blanket. It's really good for the kind of things that we like to do outdoors. We love going on walks and stuff like that, so it's the kind of perfect, it kind of doesn't matter if it gets a little bit muddy, you can just throw it in the wash and it's fine. So it can be really good for things like that. We don't always take a blanket when we go on walks. This is me like showing how proud I am. Folding and putting the blanket away. Like I said, this mess is like been at least since I was about 13 weeks pregnant. So that's the crazy thing. This mess has been like, well, getting worse for the last like 9 weeks. I only know it's been since about 13 weeks pregnant because there's another bag that I'll pull out in a moment. And it's like bright red and bright blue. And we use that for a trip that we stayed in a caravan for a week, Monday to Friday, and that was like the bag that I used to pack all of our clothes in and things like that, and it hasn't been properly emptied, like, still. Well, it has been now, but up until today, there we go, up until today, it hadn't been like properly emptied. So that trip was really lovely actually, because the caravan happened to be near my partner's parents. So we basically, the weekend before our trip, we went to see them, and we essentially got to show them and tell them it was twins, because it was right after our 12-week scan, which my 12-week scan I had at about 12 weeks and 3 days or something like that, so that's what I mean by like, this has been since I was about 14 weeks. But yeah, so they got to find out it was twins in person, because they live a few, like, 100 miles away from us. That was me being very proud of myself, because I found another bag for the glass to go in, because at this point, before then, I didn't have one. I just had plastics, cardboard paper, and general waste. And then I found another one for the glass bottle, which is my partner's. Bless him, he loves a bit of a beer. But yeah, so slowly going through, like, the clothes and the sniff testing, everything. It's just, it felt never ending, but I'm so glad that I managed to, like, sit down and do it. I do get very distracted by, you can't see it, but it's just like a box of things, like, in front of me, and it includes, like, here we go, this is some old wool, like yarn I think I bought when I was a teenager. Like, I've got so many hobbies, one of those people, so many hobbies, and I've been crocheting since I was about 10. My mum taught me, which was a bit of a challenge because my mum's left-handed and I'm right-handed, but this random box just had loads of different, like, knitting needles, including, like, sock knitting needles, and all sorts, and a few different, like, crochet hooks. In fact, that's a chunky crochet hook that I just found in the box. So yeah, I get very, like, distracted by something that I essentially, for the most part, put to one side and decide to put in, like, my space, as in this space that I'm sat in and recording the voiceover, to kind of deal with it at a later date. This is me just having a moment, and I thought it was almost important to slow it down, just to kind of show how long that moment really was. I don't really know, like, I wasn't even that bad, I just kind of needed to hold my face for a moment. I don't know if any of you have that. This whole time I'm actually listening to only one band because, don't know, I guess a bit of a hyper fixation. I was listening to band Ghost just on Spotify with it was randomizing their discography, so I wasn't listening to any particular album. I found my partner's cap and decided, like, I'm awesome. So I wore his cap. There we go. That's me being like, I'm awesome. It's just, yeah. Another hot water bowl. I just feel like you can't have too many hot water bowls in your life. Like, honestly, can you? Like, hot water bowls are great. I think it's like, I think I just had a moment where I had a really itchy ear, and I was just like, ooh. Don't worry, I didn't rub any wax into the hot water bowl. That'd been gross. I do tidy up the bed, even though in the video it just looks like I throw loads of stuff onto the bed. I do end up tidying the bed, but I don't think you get to see that. But all the kind of moving in boxes and things, I need to, like, at some point go through them, work out homes for the things that's in them, work out if there's anything we should have never moved with, which is fun. This is my partner. He popped in and basically to check on me, but I just thought I'd cut him out for the most part because he might not want to be online, so I'm not going to force him. That's my choice to be online, you know what I mean? He might decide, like, at a later date to show his face. Like I said, I have no idea where this is going to go. I'm just kind of doing it for fun. Also to, like, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, stuff on YouTube, especially when it comes to, like, being pregnant, that feels very kind of romanticized. Which is completely cool, and, like, it is 100%, like, a time to romanticize. Like, I'm absolutely, like, ecstatic with the fact that I've got 2 little ones on their way. However, sometimes it can be just hard. And I feel like this video footage is just proof that, like, the last few months have been hard, because I've managed to like I said, it's not all down to me. My partner does so much, but where I've been poorly, like I said, he's just been kind of keeping up with things. But we've let the bedroom get to this point, which 90% of it was just laundry. Like, and the worst part is, it's just the floordrobe. Like, as you most probably seen, so much of it is, I actually just got distracted by watching myself, like, make that funny face. But yeah, like, so much of it is actually clean or, like, wearable again. It's just that I don't know if anyone else has the Neurospices, but the Floordrobe is 100% real. This is me just, like, analysing everything that needs to, like, still be done. Because I think at this point, I've most probably been at it for about an hour. Unfortunately, I can't see what it says on the time on the clock. But I started, I believe, if I remember correctly, I started at around 7:10 in the evening. And I finished at about, like, 8:40, so, like, 20 to 9. So I was doing it for pretty much an hour and a half. However, obviously, not every time I pop off screen, but... Oh, golly. I cut the video every time I pop off screen, and sometimes that was like only 10 seconds. Sometimes it was like a minute or 2. My sister was messaging me at the same time, because we used to rent her flat off of her, and they've been having issues, like her new tenants. So here's jig number, I don't know. The jigs become, I feel, longer, more intense, as the video goes on, which I don't know is just my brain being tired. I'm not really sure. I decided I needed more clean clothes, real estate, so I unstacked the laundry baskets. But yeah, so every now and then I pop off, and normally it's to kind of check in on my sister and stuff. They're having a problem with the heating, which we had like a couple of problems with, but not loads, not as much as they're having. So this jumper, I'm like, oh, it looks pretty, like, it smelt fine. And then all of a sudden, because I changed the light angle, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait, no, there's, like, crusty soup or something that's been dribbled down it. That needs to go in the wash. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, random splodge. But, like, I only saw it when I tried so hard to look at that. But yeah, anyway, going back to the flat I used to live in, they have storage heaters. So storage heaters can sometimes just be a nightmare. I don't know if anyone else has lived with storage heaters before, because they essentially store heat overnight, and then like, they don't make any more heat. Like, in the morning they, like, stop storing heat, and they slowly, like, let out the heat. But if you have the output too high, all of the heat is released within, like, an hour, and then you're cold for, like, the whole day. It's a very strange system. So you need to have the output low so that it slowly releases the heat over the day, because you kind of want to save the heat that the storage heaters store for the next evening before the storage heater starts storing heat again. I don't know how many countries have storage heaters, but they're quite old in the UK now. Like, it's quite rare to come across them. But if they're about 15 years old, like 15 years ago, there was quite a lot of storage heaters around. So, there you go, look, just come back off. Me jigging again. I'm not gonna lie, I did bend over a lot. Like, how, you know, I shouldn't be bending over. Don't judge me. I mean, you can judge me. I'm not really gonna care, to be honest. But I meant it more in the sense of, I guess, don't judge yourself more so if you bend over wrong. It also doesn't help that I'm, both me and my partner are actually, like, manual handling trainers in work, so that's something else to throw in there. I'm like, oh, don't bend over like that, it's bad. It's just my work brain coming out and commenting on myself, and me just trying to work out like what's next. I think I end up going through some of the drawers and putting more things into the like longer term vacuum bag storage. I think this is just me getting excited because I'm actually really close, but I'm just kind of vibing with life and the music. Or I say vibing, I don't know if I'm vibing or surviving. So that was like some thermal trousers. We have a friend that's currently living with us, and I had worked out that it must have been our friends. Like, it was clean washing that managed to just end up on our floor, like completely clean washing. Like, you could still smell the like laundry powder, because we use laundry powder. However, like, I just realised it wasn't ours, so that was it. So I thought I'd just throw it out there for him, because we're really fortunate and blessed that we live, or like we've just moved into a 3-story like house. So the master bedroom is on the middle floor, but then we've got 2 bedrooms on the top floor, which currently our friend, he's actually moving out at Christmas. He lives? Yeah, he does live, yeah. He currently like lives and sleeps in one of the bedrooms upstairs, in the top floor. But yeah, our bottom floor is like it's like a kitchen, a downstairs toilet, and then like an extra room. And we're using the extra room as like a little living room, because the kitchen's big enough to have a dining table in it, really fortunately. So that was me showing off the Ghost shirt that I was really happy to bump into, because I was listening to Ghost at the time. So that was it. But yeah, so we're really fortunate to have the home that we have. We chose it purposefully, knowing that even if we get like quote unquote stuck here, then it will be big enough for everything that we ever do in life. Because we want, obviously, like I said previously, we want kids, which is nice, but it also just is like kind of thing of I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I think, well, we don't really know what we're going to do. We're thinking we might just stop at the twins, but it kind of all just depends, like, financially, like what we can afford and things like that, and how we're doing. We might find that the twins is just like the perfect. We might really struggle. We might decide, actually, we really want more kids. So, like, that's it. But yeah, with the 3 bedrooms and stuff, it's quite, like, at the moment, the twins can have their own room. Not that they're going to for ages. I think that's my victory dance. I say I think. That is my victory jigs. I feel like that should all count as like one. I think I basically finished the can of Coke when I walked off screen, having my victory jigs. The laundry basket ended up being too heavy for me to move, so I put it on the landing and basically went like and called my partner and was like, can you put it downstairs for me please, because it's too heavy. Yeah, I feel more feeble when I'm pregnant, turns out, but I think that's quite normal as well. I do not feel like a superwoman by any stretch. I say that every now and then. I'm like, oh my days, I'm carrying 2 people, and then I kind of feel a bit like a superwoman, but it's a very different feeling as to actually being able to lift things, if that makes sense. So yeah, welcome to my channel, and thanks for watching. Who knows what the next video will look like. I doubt it will even be made the same. I've never actually made a video before. This is my first video ever. So who knows what the future will hold, but hopefully, well, I say hopefully, it's going to be amazing no matter what, you know? Like the stuff that I'm doing on YouTube, I might only make this video and it might be completely okay. Like, you know what I mean? I'm doing it for myself, so that's the important part. And you know, like, oddly, having the camera was almost like very similar to, oh, here's the victory jig. I'd actually forgotten that was the victory jig. Golly. But yeah, what I was going to say was having the camera was almost like body doubling. And it meant that I did it. I got it done, which is amazing. And then this is going to be a small clip of what the room looks like now. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all the good things. Also, don't feel like you have to, but yeah,